At this pivotal time in humanity's evolution, we are beginning to remember our organic technology. A technology, when used correctly, can create an experience that the majority of the people the world over want to live. It is time to use this technology consciously for our own benefit and healing, and no longer unconsciously for our own demise. We are divine creators, creating both our own personal experience and our collective experience moment to moment. We invite you to join us as we reawaken this technology to experiment and experience our power to create and manifest. Become part of the 3%. Welcome, 5D family, to the Collective Imagination Show for this week. I'm Lisa Harrison, and of course we're joined by Bob Wright.
Hi, I'm Bob Wright, and we're also joined by Brian Kelly.
I nearly wore my coffee.
Sorry. Everybody, I was kidding. I'm Brian Kelly, and
oh, God.
I'm in San Diego, and it's super hot today, so I got my fan blowing on full blast because I live in a 2-story place, and the computer is upstairs, and it's 20 degrees hotter up here than it is downstairs, so I'll be sweating my way through the entire show. How are you doing, Bob?
I'm doing pretty good. I just had a ham, cheese, and potato chip sandwich, and Lisa thinks that's strange.
I will give you grief for that for quite some time.
I pretty much guarantee there's going to be at least 2 or 3 people in the chat room that know the chip and the sandwich experience and will rave about it. It's magical.
It's the perfect compliment to a sandwich.
Absolutely.
Well, I think you're both insane, so let's move on. Excuse me. Okay, this show, as we all know, started on the premise of getting back in touch with our organic technology. And over the last couple of weeks, the focus of the show has been brought back to that, which is great. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been hearing from people via Facebook and email and Skype, what have you, about all the different insights and experiences that we're having that feel like little pieces of information that we just need to bring together. The 5D Media Network Forum is being worked on as we speak. It is happening. 3 beautiful people have stepped up to volunteer to be moderators and admin on that. So we should be looking at launching that at the beginning of next week. So, excuse me again. One of the areas that we can share information, we'll be able to do that in the forum. We'll have a section dedicated to sharing what we have on our organic technology and how we're progressing with that. For myself, the focus seems to be on teleportation. I've been feeling like I'm getting little snippets of insight into how this works. I've had some people contact me who are very experienced with out-of-body phenomenon and have been for years. For some of them, it's been happening since childhood. And in those out-of-body experiences, they do manifest out of thin air. They do teleport. They do all of these things. And it's like the information, the penny is just about to drop for so many of you about how to actually bring this into density, these abilities. That's how I feel, and that's how those who are contacting me feel. And I wanted to ask you guys, are you getting the same kind of... We haven't talked about any of this before the show or at any other point in time, but I just wanted to know whether you're getting contacted with the same sort of information.
Yep.
Yep. And this is a formal call-out to all of you who have been contacting us or who want to share your stories. Please ring in. Today, if you're ready, next week's show, what have you, we want to hear from you. I feel that only by sharing what we all know will we actually come together and be able to make this a reality.
Well, I know that telepathy is real. real. I've experienced it.
Yeah, so have I. Thanks, Bob. Get out of my head.
And it works. It's better than cell phones. It's better than Facebook. It's better than email. It's awesome. It's really, really cool.
And what sort of info are you getting from people?
Well, one that I just wanted to share, which I'm assuming that we're going to share, about the particle of gold.
Oh, yeah. We will play that for everyone later.
And for Joy Sue Hutchinson, that's who I got the email. If you're listening, amazing. And I hope you don't mind that we want to play your narration. It's a chapter that was in a book that was brought to my attention by Joy Sue Hutchinson, and she sent me an email, and this one chapter was a conversation with the particle of gold. And it's quite brilliant. It's quite amazing, and it really, really makes you think about what's around us. And when you listen to it, remember that you are the gold. Shall we play it?
You want to play it now?
Well, or I don't know, whenever.
Yeah, okay, let's do it, because it might trigger some people to share. Although we do have 2 people with their hand up already to speak, so maybe we can get through those, and then we'll play it. Okay?
Cool.
We've got area code 805.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going really good.
It's got to be
Mitch.
How are you, Mitch?
I love that we know
doing
everybody's
good.
voices.
I'm doing good. It was just, I wasn't really paying attention. It was kind of early in the game. You guys,
I didn't know we were playing a game. Who's winning?
Oh, well, I guess we all are. I guess we're all winning and losing.
Good answer.
But I had some spoken word. I had like a sequel to some spoken word that I read last week, and maybe I could come on later if that's okay.
Okay, we can come back to you. No problem.
Okay, sorry to bug you guys.
No, you're welcome. No problem.
Okay, I'll put my hand back up.
Later, Mitch.
Yeah. Okay, and we've also got area code 724.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
This is Mary.
Hi, Mary. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are all of you?
Hello, Mary.
We're wonderful.
Nice. It's a nice, cool evening. I'm fine. I'm enjoying a quiet home. Nice, quiet house for a few minutes. And we're sharing stories about teleporting or being out of body and that kind of thing. I had 2 very distinct experiences where I was in a room and my husband couldn't see me and walked right past me and kept calling my name and looking for me, and I was right there. But I remember both incidents, my mind was somewhere else. I was very, very deep in thought about other things. And so that must be...
So you're saying your physical body was in the same room with him, but your consciousness wasn't?
I did not perceive that my physical body had gone anywhere, and I could see him, and he was right next to me one of the times, and another time walked right past me, and calling my name and looking all over for me, and when he returned, I was right there, and I said, I was right here. So he did not see me at all. He said, no, you weren't. I was looking for you. I was right here in this room, and you were not here. So I thought, maybe I was too deep in thought.
I've actually had people sit right next to me and me scream at them, and they didn't hear me.
Wow. Wow.
John
really bizarre, huh?
That's just normal married couple behavior.
Yeah, I guess that's why I'm divorced. I wasn't that noticeable, I don't know. I just kind of flit in and out. But anyway, I know that I was very, very deep in thought and not, my head wasn't in my body, but I was aware that my body was still there in the same room, and I saw my husband walk in and call for me and look around. And I'm like, I didn't say anything out loud, but I was, motioning like, hello, I'm standing right here. So I don't know. That was weird. That was my experience.
The ultimate silent treatment by your husband.
And
so, yeah, I hope
that was not left. My ex didn't even notice I was gone.
So there I shared my little piece. I hope some other people come up with some good ones, because I'd really like to figure this out. I'd like to know why that happened and why I continue to have such very strange experiences. Because, like you said, I feel too. The penny is going to drop. I keep telling my kids, why do you wait to call me on the phone? Just talk to my head. My head's right here. I'll hear you. I've heard you all your childhood. If you want to talk to me and you can't get through on the phone, just say, hello, Mom, are you there? It's not that hard. It's just not that hard. I've heard them before. So, but they're just not that far yet. So, but I think they will be the ones to be the first experiencers with me. Just have to open that door a little wider. So you all have a good night. I'll be listening to the rest of the show.
Oh,
Thank you,
Mary.
Mary.
For Mary.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll get straight into this gold, because I think it's going to trigger something in everyone who listens. It did for me. And we may get quite a few more callers after that. So can you see it somewhere? Do you know where
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
I'll mute out.
Me too.
Hi, this is Joy speaking on August 31st, 2013 in Oakland, California. I wanted to share with you some communications from a particle of gold that I read in a book called Explorer Race Particle Personalities, and it's by Particle Personalities and Zosh through the channel Robert Shapiro. The introduction from Zosh, a guide, is, I want to encourage all who might read this book to understand that yes, there are many grand things in life, many things that are in the world seemingly only of imagination because of their magnitude, and things even beyond imagination. Yet all around you in every moment you are surrounded by the most magical and mystical beings. They are too small, of course, for you to see as single individuals, but in groups you know them as the physical matter of your daily life. A chair, a table, a dog, a cat, a beloved, a house, a car. In other words, in groups, they form all of your physical life as you know it. Particles, who might be considered either atoms or portions of atoms, consciously view the vast spectrum of reality, yet also have a sense of personal memory like your own linear memory. But unlike your linear memory, where you remember the order of events you have lived, these particles remember where they have been and what they have done in their long, long lives, and can access the higher strains associated with their experiences as well. For instance, perhaps at one time a particle might have been a portion of a tree when it had access to all the tree's higher wisdom and knowledge, what it had been before or might be in the future. Or perhaps it might have been in the ocean. The knowledge of anything swimming past it or growing or simply existing nearby would also be available to it. So a particle has not only its own personal wisdom, but anything or anyone it has ever passed through. Particles, then, have a unique and unusual perspective. In reading this book, understand that some of them will have similar points of view, but others will have quite extraordinary and unexpected points of view. Expect the unexpected. I don't know what to expect. This is delightfully new. An adventure, yes. We shall see who wishes to speak first. The first particle who wishes to speak is a particle of gold, received on December 2nd, 1996. I am a particle of the substance you know as gold. I would like to tell you a little bit about this substance. It is treasured for its monetary value, yes, but before that it was always utilized by members of the priest and priestess class because it can protect beyond its physical parameters. Gold, self-motivated, able to absorb / anoint / initiate. Gold is an ore, yes, a mineral, but gold is self-motivated. As a self-motivated being, a human being knows that you go where you will and must, even where you can. Other things are less so. A rock in a stream tumbles along according to the whims of the water and erosion. But gold beams out an auric field that is so strong, especially to sensitives who might feel it, that the field becomes increasingly stronger to the 10th power. A quantity of gold, let us say an ingot, might have an auric field that extends halfway to your moon, and anything within that range, be it a person, a plant, a stone, lightning, a cloud, a passing satellite, a ship from another planet, even what you call a falling star, could be absorbed, felt, understood, and, this is most important, anointed. Gold has the capability to anoint. The more ancient religions understood this. The vessels for their sacraments were made of gold because gold in and of itself anoints. It can also initiate. However, it cannot anoint or initiate in any way that is negative. So those who might try to use gold and its abilities in a negative way would be anointed in a positive way instead. This tells you that gold, not unlike yourself, has a sense of will, of determination. It will not be turned, for it is what it is, and that is what it must be. 2 gold ingots, by working together, might easily radiate to Mars or even partway to Saturn. Put many, many ingots of gold together, such as exist in some places, and that gold can radiate to other star systems, even sometimes to the edge of the universe itself. This ability tells you that gold has absorbed all knowledge in your universe. It is the only element that can do this. Other elements do many wondrous things, but gold naturally absorbs. You might ask, toward what end? Why? Since gold naturally anoints, and since it has felt and been aware of your souls before you were sent out by your Creator to ultimately become the explorer race, gold knows each and every one of you. Can you imagine that every particle of gold in this universe, and we are all united no matter where we are, knows each and every one of you? We always anoint whenever we are touched. And when some wisdom absorbed by gold is brought in contact with a human being who touches it, the gold passes on that wisdom to the living spirit of that person. The living spirit is the soul consciousness that lives in you. This means it is accessible to your conscious mind. You can ask for it. Ways to absorb gold's knowledge. Perhaps you have something gold-plated or a little solid gold ring. If you have a gold ring, turn it so that only the gold is facing you. Touch it to your eyelids or your third eye or your lips, any of these places. Before you do, ask that the gold give you any knowledge it has absorbed that would be good for you to have right now in your living spirit, so that you might in time bring it to your conscious mind, using it to your benefit and perhaps the benefit of others. In this way, you can bring about greater awareness. Here's something else you can do. You can make gold water. If you find a particular item of gold that works well for you, stimulates your third eye, or seems to cause you to feel well, if it will not oxidize, place it in a glass of clear water. Spring water is best, but if you have only city water, then filter it. Chlorine tends to decrease its effectiveness, a curious side effect. After you place it in filtered or spring water, speak out loud to it and ask that the gold emit into the water knowledge that will be beneficial to your living spirit. Leave it in the water at least 12 hours, then drink, being careful not to swallow the object. Then remove the ring or coin and put it away. Gold has been granted by the Creator of this universe with this responsibility of anointment. Now I'm going to tell you something that, to my knowledge, has never been stated before to the human race. Gold is Creator's love in third dimension. If you could take a portion of Creator's heart, bring it to the dimension you are in now, it would feel like pure love, but it would take the form of gold. The Creator is often referred to as the golden light being. This is not an accident. These inferences have been suggested to many religious leaders over many lifetimes, so it has gradually filtered into your mythology and philosophy and religious studies. This is reality. Creator makes certain, you see, that when you are on this planet where you learn so much in such a short time, you will have the elements essential for your growth, your projection, and progress. Creator does this in such a way as to make you feel that it has provided many valuable, loving things which will come up in the progress of this book: gold, clear quartz, and many other things. Question from the channel. Is he bothering you? Referring to Tiger the cat. Gold. No, he is the right color, is he not? Laughter. Golden cat present. Do you want questions? Gold. Question time is available. Channel. When gold radiates like that, what is its effect on space and the planets it goes through? If gold were not valued as a currency and was just a pretty rock, people would put it around like they do with other pretty rocks. Then it would do what it is intended to do, which is to anoint freely, openly, and availably. But because it is considered currency and important in that way, it is often shut away or put someplace where it will not be taken by the unauthorized. So we now need to put more gold into the public eye. Interestingly enough, those who sell gold, even gold-plated things from little carts or shops in places where people gather, are doing a great service because the gold constantly emanates energy and provides greatly for the true enlightenment of beings who pass by. It is not an accident that you find gold attractive. It has been built into your very cells that you would be attracted to it, even when it is just itself and not carved into the many beautiful trinkets you make with it. So it would be good someday to incorporate more in public places. I see that sometimes this has been done, especially in places of religious importance. Gold leaf in churches and in places where there is great art. It takes such a tiny layer of gold to do good, though the more there is, the more it can do. Question. What happens when it's hidden in treasuries? It is often exposed, but in a vault that is behind so much cement or steel that it cannot radiate easily. A small amount of its radiation does come through, but not much. Question. Before the Spanish came to South America, the natives had rooms full of gold. They understood this anointing effect, right? Answer. They made beautiful objects and put them out for all people to see and use or wear. Even in biblical times, things of gold were worn as vestments for religious services, so that when the priest class walked amongst the people, People would touch the gold and absorb that which is of beauty to them. Over time, the knowledge was lost, and people began to think it was touching the famous people rather than the gold that anointed them. Ha ha ha, chuckle. Quote, has gold always been what it is? Did it evolve from anything else? Answer, always. But since we know that the Creator's heart, being true love, would in this dimension become gold, one might speculate that our point of emergence was perhaps from Creator's heart. The cat's role in ancient Egypt. Since Golden Cat is here, I will say that in ancient Egypt the priest and priestess class were informed that cat, being the closest representative of the teachers of the priest and priestess class, originated as beings from other planets or dimensions, had the ability to go to other dimensions and other planets in dreams, projections, and deep meditation. Cat was put forward as the being who would test the priest or priestess. That is how initiations with cats got started. If cat approached you on its own, you would know, I am in balance. I am connected with spirit, other dimensions, other planets of love and beneficial energies. If cat would instead run away from you, you must say to yourself, I must check my balance to see if I am all right. So cat provided the test for priest and priestess classes and was very often made into gold statues. If people were out of balance, they would go to a gold statue, sitting perhaps on a pedestal, move their head and touch the gold statue, third eye to third eye, saying, please help me to come into balance. They would make the gesture toward cat energy, yes, but because gold was present, they believed that gold itself could help bring them into balance. This is certainly true for the spiritual trainee. It worked at least 4 times out of 10, so its reputation grew. After a while, when knowledge was lost, Golden Cat was believed in some circles to be a deity, so it became a deity in practice. Initially, Golden Cat was not a deity, but an assistant. Earth's plenitude of gold. Question. Does this planet have more gold on it than most planets? Answer. Oh yes, much, much more. Creator has provided you with some things here in great abundance that are very rare in other places. One thing that comes to mind is quartz, which is extremely rare and unusual on many planets that need it desperately. That is why many extraterrestrial civilizations, when you have open trade with them, will want to trade for your beach sand. The light-colored sand is just what they need for their technological purposes, as well as to melt and make into certain spiritual tools. Oh yes, quartz is there. Then, of course, there is copper and silver and gold. All these things and many more that are placed here and in other places for you are not common elsewhere. As you can see by visiting your moon and even Mars, certain things are common, but some not so common. Quote, question. Haven't the ETs been mining this planet for 1 million years and taken a lot of it away? Answer. They have done some mining, yes. But as you know, even today, gold that is mined or found does not go back into the earth. Even today, people are panning for gold in streams and creeks all over. They are still pulling gold out. Gold is actually common on earth. One thinks it is rare because so much is held outside of public view, but it is actually common. You cannot say that on most other planets. Question. Have you been a particle on other planets? Answer. Not physically, but I have been able to view things and even experience the senses of things on other planets. As a particle, I have been only here as far as I know, except perhaps at my point of emergence. Which was, we believe, as we are speculating here, from the heart of the Creator. But this is speculation. Perhaps someone will confirm it at some point. Do you have philosophical discussions with other particles about it? No, we do not have discussions of the philosophy and meaning of things, because when one absorbs knowledge not necessarily meant for oneself but for passing on to others, discussions are not necessary. When one is involved in some greater beneficial task for a large group of souls, one experiences more of a feeling of love, camaraderie, and friendship. We have this camaraderie, but we do not argue about what we know. Question. Zosh has said that when ores or metals are mined without permission from where they lie in the earth, at some point they will want to return. Will that happen soon here with gold? Will it want to go back into the planet, or will it act differently because of its nature? Answer. Because of gold's purpose, I think it will not make such an effort to go back into the planet. In any event, you as a soul group will go on. Through the change of the planet itself, gold will return into various underground and above-ground places. I think gold will be a little different. We know we're supposed to be in contact with you. So, do you as a particle have memory of being in manufactured things and then recycled? How does your memory work? My journey on Earth. I remember a journey I once took. I remember being a portion of what you call a vein of gold. It was a very quiet time of resting, as one might rest while awaiting the task of working with human beings. It was a long, quiet time. After a while, the other particles of gold around me and I began to notice a sound. We did not know what this sound was, though it sounded a little like the wind, and some of us thought that perhaps it was the wind. After a time, other particles realized it was the sound of approaching water. We thought that perhaps soon we would be able to be with people, and it was so. Soon the vein of gold was exposed. It was a river that had been eroding the banks, you see. We particles bade each other farewell, promising to connect in our dreams, and off we went down the river, tumbling to and fro. I remember doing that for a great deal of time. Then it was dark again. There was no great sound, and I did not hear the river as close. Then there were many sounds, strong, loud sounds, even the sound of voices. There were miners panning the silt along the river's edge. When they dug a few feet from the river, I was pulled up as a particle of gold in what you call a nugget. Then I was placed in another small, dark place and eventually wound up in a shop where the nugget was melted. I became what you call a knife for a place setting. From that point, I went to a place I think you call San Francisco. I remember being a knife there. Occasionally, human beings would touch me, and I was able on 2 occasions to pass on some anointment. Once to a young woman who worked for the owner of the home, and once to the owner's child. That was a great moment in my existence. Then I remember there was a great tumult. An earthquake. Yes, an earthquake. All was very quiet for a long time. Gradually, over time, there was light and some voices. Apparently, the knife of which I was a portion had become seriously bent and twisted. But because gold is valued, it was picked up and from there carried around for a long time in a wooden box with other bits and pieces. It was in a cart and covered over, so there wasn't much chance to be touched by a human being. But one day it was passed on to a person who was making jewelry. Then it became a portion of a necklace. This is what I am now. I am speaking to you, if I may describe my environs, from inside a wooden box with a thick red velvet lining. I am occasionally worn by the lady of the house who lives in Boston. But even though you were so isolated, you can still communicate with all the other pieces of gold? Yes, we do this oft-times to see how different human beings are progressing, especially those we have been able to anoint. In the case of the earthquake where the two individuals died, both decided to come back to Earth and were reincarnated. Other gold has occasionally been able to report to me how the two people I anointed in San Francisco are progressing. Shall I tell you what they're doing? One of them is now a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The other one, the young woman, is also female in this life. She is the mother of 4 beautiful children in India. So, you can touch all over the world? Gold takes an affectionate interest in the beloveds we serve and will often share stories. Once, for example, the lady of the house in Boston, whose necklace I am now a portion of, put the necklace on and wore it to a party. A ball, do you still say? It was greatly admired. She is a woman of perhaps middle age, as it is called. Children, being children, always want to touch it. Adults admire it, but don't touch it. Children are allowed to touch many things that adults don't get to touch. Recently, within the past year and a half, maybe 2.5 years, a young girl was allowed to touch the necklace. It was wonderful. One of my fellow pieces of gold in the necklace was able to anoint her with some wisdom for her living spirit. Soon this child will begin to have the desire to be a medical doctor because her soul line has this wisdom. She will train to become a doctor and invent a new procedure that will save many lives. So, you can see into the future as well as the past? We can sometimes see into the future of the individuals. Not exact things, but the likely future. This is another reason that gold has been considered a religious item. People oftentimes have inspirations when they are around gold. Many ministers, cardinals, bishops, and other religious figures already suspect that this is so. I have carried a piece of gold every day of my life for years because of its vibration. Yes, many people do this, and it is a good thing, too. Of all the gold on the planet, how is it that you are the one who came to talk to us? I am not certain of the process myself, but all of a sudden I felt a call from the Zosh being for a volunteer who had the wisdom to speak of such things. There are many particles who have the wisdom, and I was perhaps lucky enough to be the one who was chosen. Ah, that's wonderful. We are so ignorant of the rest of the consciousness on this planet. We think they have to be human to have a consciousness. This is perhaps the ultimate purpose of this Explorer Race book series, yes? Yes, to show from the large to the small that they're all wonderfully alive. Indeed, it is so. You're so content. Do you have a wish to be something? Oh, no. The wonderful thing about being gold is that it's a totally unified feeling. I am wherever gold is in terms of my existence in this universe. I now think that we are right in our speculation together that gold has come from the heart of the Creator. It is even more unifying. Oh, I will have to tell my fellows of this possibility. Perhaps I am not the first to consider it. Perhaps I am just getting the news late. But it is a wonderful thought. In my experience, it is a fulfilling job, and it is fulfillment itself to be gold. One is constantly moving, you know, in motion. Particles are in motion at all times. We do not desire rest. We enjoy being in motion. Perhaps this is one of the reasons why we are useful in anointing. So, you're not just sitting in that necklace in that box. You move around? If you look at particles through good magnifying instruments, which I'm not sure you have yet, you can see that we are in motion. I want to say emotion, but perhaps it would not be a good word because of its other meaning. We are in rather constant motion, and it is like a constant dance. It is very satisfying to be in constant and consistent dance, a rhythmic feeling, you know. Perhaps the particular attunement of our dance has something to do with why we were chosen to be the anointing tool. I am wondering, though I have no answer to this question, if perhaps the Creator's heart isn't always dancing too. Gold's light bodies in universal communication. The channel, Robert Shapiro says, how beautiful. Besides that movement, then, you have a spiritual body that can commune with all the rest of gold. It's not that you are moving and talking to them across the planet. Gold has a spiritual body, right? Yes, as I say, the more of it you put together, the farther we can reach. Yes, we have a spiritual body, as you say, a light body. How would you identify yourself? As gold? You are one particle in the gold? Yes, one particle. There are many of you in one atom, right? Let me see. Looking at my solar system, my immediate universe here is an atom. It looks like a solar system. It's not exactly, but there are bodies going around. It's hard to say. Do you see other things orbiting around that are bigger than you are? Oh, yes. And you can and do communicate with them? If it is necessary or pleasurable, yes. In the light body, you are free to go anywhere. As a light body, you can move in consciousness. As a light body, yes, not physically. Physically, I am constrained to be wherever my particle is involved, as in the necklace now. But your consciousness can communicate with gold in South Africa or any place else? Yes, the shape of the universe. My light body is associated with my consciousness. I can communicate with the outer reaches of your universe. Since gold in quantity radiates, and I can connect to gold in quantity, I can even see the shape of the universe as it currently exists. Would you like me to draw you a picture of the shape of the universe? Absolutely. Let me get a pad. I have my consultant here, my yellow cat. Do you want me to move him? No, please leave him. He and I are current companions. To the cat. Yes, stay as long as you like and go as soon as you wish. He draws. Please excuse the rough sketch, but this is the current shape of your universe. Where are we? You are here. The dot is much too big. Can we allow for that? Yes, we are way out on the edge. Do you know why you're way out here at the edge of the universe? Is it because we're cloistered or quarantined? Yes, it's easier to keep prying eyes away from this mastery school. So you even know about that. You know about all these things. Well, we have been here since the beginning. Yes, so we have some knowledge of these things. I must admit that we tend to put more interest in what we are doing, but we have this knowledge, yes. Golden Cat has completed his visit with this body and has moved on to greener pastures, eh? Now he's over there meditating. So when you communicate with gold in the rest of the universe, do you share what's happening in your part of the universe? Only if asked. Remember, gold in other parts of the universe can also know what we know, so we are rarely asked. Gold that has never been here with you to anoint you and is excited about the possibility wants to know what it feels like to be touched by a human being, especially when you start trading more with extraterrestrials. It is one thing to know and another to hear. Yet, what does it feel like? That exchange of energy is very exciting. So when some of the gold has been taken off the planet, you can literally follow it? Oh yes, there is some gold on other planets in other star systems. Although it is in abundance here, it exists in other places too. In most other places? In most solar systems? Gold's use in fifth-dimensional Mars. Not in most others, but in some. It is highly regarded in most places. In some of the higher dimensions, it is well understood what we can do. I will mention one because it is perhaps of interest to you. In fifth-dimensional Mars, there is a wonderful civilization. They are very much involved in everything that can be done with meditation. Their bodies look very similar to yours. They wear something like a helmet or a hat. A portion of it comes down like this, down over the third eye to this point, to the bridge of the nose. Yes, it ends there and goes up like a hat. Where the ears are, their ears are a little smaller, it comes down to the nape of the neck in a sort of rounded point. Some helmets are bejeweled, but most of them are gold. In terms of your measurements, they are between 1/16 and 1/13 of an inch thick, which is not easily dented at that dimension. They wear it. The knowledge of the third eye and the crown are well known here on Earth, but not the back of the neck. Reach around the back of your head and feel that indentation just below your skull. Slide your finger down and feel that first big vertebra. It is about 3 inches up from there. That point is almost as powerful as the third eye. Adapting the Mars idea for meditation. When you make a connection between the third eye, the crown, and that point, then you can do more. The helmet unites all 3 points. Those of you who meditate can make some kind of connection. Perhaps you'd want to wear something that would connect those parts of your body. It should improve the meditation. Create something that is conductive, like gold. If you don't have gold, silver would be the next best. Copper is maybe a little too dense unless you silver plate it on the inside. Whatever you use, it would be better if it is gold plated. You want to have a fairly thick gold plating, not just electroplating. We want to have it actually dipped. Then connect those 3 points and put it over the top of your head. It doesn't have to be a whole helmet, just something that touches these places. This ought to help you with your meditations. That's wonderful. But I thought that in the 5th dimension, people are in their light bodies and their hands would go right through gold. At the 5th dimension, gold is different. Gold there is much stronger. Here, gold is soft and malleable. If you were to take a helmet 1/13 of an inch thick and put it on your head here, you'd be putting little dents in it all the time. But there, it is quite strong. How many dimensions does gold go to and still remain usable by the beings on that level? In this universe, I have communicated with gold at the 12th dimension. There's not much of it there, a few particles. Chuckles. I think someone took it there because I'm not aware of any gold in the 11th or 10th dimensions. Gold is in the 9th dimension and all the other dimensions below it. On this planet or someplace else? In this area. I don't know what it's doing there. It is a mystery to us all. We don't know how it got there. Maybe you should move over and let Zosh tell you so that you have a mystery solved. Good idea, or perhaps we'll leave it as the unknown. We'll see. What else would you like to say? It's all delightful. It's not necessary to say much, but in order to experience the best that gold has to offer, it is good to touch it. Gold doesn't have to be pure as long as there's some gold on the surface. Even that will be good. Touch it, then touch it to the places where you'd like to have some inspiration. Maybe your chakra points, whatever you wish. Touch it to your auric field, and always ask, as in prayer, that you be granted the best wisdom available from Creator, from your guides, from your gods. And ask that if gold has any knowledge or wisdom for your spirit personality, it be passed on to you in those moments you are touching it. Can you wait a minute before you go? All right. Can you feel through Robert? I want you to say hello to my piece of gold. Pause. Extraordinary! I have never had such a feeling before. I have never known what it is like to feel a thumb and a finger. I have not been inside the human being, but I know of other particles who have. Gold is put in teeth and it is taken as a medicine. Yes, I have heard of this. Sometimes it is even consumed accidentally, and perhaps it is from these gold fillings. Yes, and sometimes it is in the spring water that people drink. Do you know that gold in particle form in spring water can sometimes actually be good for you? I've heard of colloidal minerals. Well, it's an honor to talk to you. Oh, it is great pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for letting me have the experience of touching a piece of gold with these fingers. Most interesting. You've talked to me, but because thousands of people will read the book, you will have talked to thousands of beings. What a wonderful, exciting thought. For now, good night. Again, that is the first chapter of the book, Explore, Erase Particle Personalities, by Particle Personalities and Zosh through Robert Shapiro, published by Light Technology Publishing, copyright 1997. Bye.
And there you go.
And there you go. I know it was long. Gold has a lot to say. And it was all interesting as far as I was concerned. The part that really hit home for me was, I'm just trying to think of the quote. I think I wrote it down. It's creator's love in physical form. And when you think about the way we've used it and been obsessed with it, when I say we, I mean certain aspects of humanity over the years, it makes you wonder.
There was a lot of things that I resonated with that whole thing. How it talked about gold being self-determinate, and how when they get together in great quantity, that they can actually extend their field to the edge of the universe. That's the same with humans.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that gold particle was saying, you can substitute a human being.
Yeah.
Because gold represents the soul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you wrote that down. That's the only thing I wrote down, Lisa. Gold is creator's love in third dimension.
Really?
Yeah, the only thing I wrote down in quotes.
Same.
I'm in the process of actually making my gold helmet for my meditation right now, and it's not gone so well.
Somebody wrote in the chat room now, who didn't touch the back of their neck? I know,
Yeah,
I just listened to it.
That's funny. That was cool. Really cool.
It puts a complete different perspective on gold. You know, and not just what he said about gold, but all the other elements, the quartz, the silver, the copper.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got two.
Now the whole 1933 gold recall is starting to make a whole lot of sense, isn't it?
We don't have a link. We were sent this via an email, but we can make it available. We can certainly put it up as a separate thing on YouTube and get it onto the website, the 5D Media Network website. So we'll do that. And again, a big thank you to, what was her name again, Bob? Joy, for sending that to us. It was easier for her to do it as an audio than transcribe it. And it was a pleasure to listen to. So thank you again, Joy. We've got two more callers, so maybe it's in relationship to what we just heard. So I'll bring them out. Area code 336.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, Randy. 2 times again in one day. Wow.
Hey, Randy.
Hello, Randy.
Hey, Lisa.
And thank you for my Harrison Park. I saw the photo.
Did you like that?
Yes. I had a bit of a chuckle about that one. Thank you. What did you think about what you just heard?
Well, the whole time I was listening to it, all I could think about was the value of everybody that was here this weekend, and I felt like that the gold was here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob and I actually talked to Randy and Judy earlier, and they were telling us about some of the stories. And it sounds like these North Carolina folk had quite the awesome time over the course of the last couple of days.
I wouldn't have expected anything less. Do you? Yeah, sorry, Randy, go.
I was just going to say, Lisa wasn't even here, and she knew what was going on.
I felt you. So tell me, because you've been on such a manifesting high over the last few months, especially over the weekend as well, did any of the discussions you guys had revolve around this inner technology, this organic technology?
Oh, wow. Lisa, I'm telling you, there were discussions from it's beyond words about everything that was discussed, really. Where's all this noise?
Is that from me and my fan?
Oh, it could be.
It's on low. Here, let me mute out for you, Randy.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
is that better, Randy?
That's what it was. Yeah, that's better. I'm telling you, there was so much discussion with everybody, and everybody was just speaking from their hearts. I mean, it was amazing, the sharing of everything. I mean, it's really hard to put into words. You had to be here. I mean, I hate to say that, but you had to be here. It was amazing.
I know exactly what you mean. When we had similar experiences in Morocco, and when you're in that environment and everybody is as open and awake and aware as you guys all are when you're together like that, the synchronicities and the
love.
The love brings on the tech. You know, the telepathy when we were in Morocco was ridiculous. We were finishing each other's sentences in a way that goes beyond just the normal course of events that we've all experienced.
And that's exactly everything. Every time we mentioned Morocco several times, and everybody was saying, this had to be what it was like in Morocco. This had to be what it was like in Morocco.
Well, they had eyes turning blue as well.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, do tell.
Yes. Lynn, which is Linda Lafay's husband, from what I'm understanding at the end, some people were looking into his eyes, and they said the edges of his eyes were blue. And there was someone else that they had mentioned. My eyes are blue anyway, but.
So that sounds exactly what I wanted in the book.
Go ahead.
It sounds like what happened to Bob. The edges went blue.
Yeah, and Judy and Lynn, I think, were talking, and they were looking at each other, and each other's eyes were blue on the edges, and it doesn't surprise me. I'll be quite honest with you.
So this seems to be a key point in this is actually being physically together.
Yes.
We seem to activate one another and start to switch on all of this internal state.
If we could all just have a big homecoming together, everybody on this show, somehow, if we could all get together.
Doesn't that sound like a party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out where we're going to have it.
Got to figure out where we're going to have it. Well, Brian might have an idea on that one. Brian, you want to share what your plans are for November?
Tell him to turn his fan off and mute and unmute.
He's walked off. Have we lost you, Brian? Hello, Brian. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
He's having technical difficulties.
It wasn't my turn to watch him.
Can I share while we're waiting on Brian?
Absolutely. It's
amazing. The first night I was there, how the synchronicities worked out. And I got to share with each individual quality time, which I felt like everybody that came there had spent their time, effort, and I hate to say this word, but money, to come and be a part. And I wanted to spend time with everyone because I felt like they were there to see me for whatever reason. And it worked out effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
And that in itself was the miracle that I witnessed. And it just carried through for the whole weekend. And I think everybody who is on this call that was here would witness to the fact that there was a special anointing over this whole crowd of people. We just touched on. Let's just say this: the folks at the hotel when we left were thanking me for us being there. How many times have you ever heard of a crowd of people being somewhere and the hotel thanking the people for being there?
Wow.
So they felt you too.
Let's take it to another step. They were thanking us for the positive energy that we brought.
Yep.
That's amazing. And I think more and more of these gatherings are going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
All over the world.
One of the things that was talking about in regards to putting together on the forum will be a section there where you can all organize and discuss various meetups. And this will be a frequent event, I'm sure, before long, all over the world. And how many times have we heard people saying that this is their family?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's what everybody kept saying this weekend. This is a family reunion. And it's
That's right.
Exactly the way it felt. We felt like family. There was no other explanation other than we're family.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like Morocco all over again, right, Lisa?
Doesn't it just? Yeah, I love it.
It was an extension of Morocco.
I mean, it was funny when Bob and I were talking to Judy and Randy today. You know, they were having a real hard time just explaining the magic of it because I can totally relate to that. That's exactly how I felt when we got back from the Sahara. I had to blog about it just to try to, piece things together for myself mostly. But it's just so incredible. Before I forget, I actually there's another one coming up on the 7th in Minnesota, and I told somebody I was going to share it, so remind me, I'm going to pull it up on Facebook right now and share. There's a meetup coming up on September 7th, and I have all the details. I just don't have them right now. But, Randy, you got to talk about the dinner, man. What happened on Saturday?
Oh, wow. I'm telling you guys, when we got there was 27 people in this room in a restaurant where I work all the time. And I'm standing there in this room, and I'm thinking, I don't know anybody. And so I asked Lynn, I said, tell everybody, let's just go ahead and eat first. And I said, after we eat, I want everybody to share why they're here and kind of a little bit about themselves and how they got involved. And I'm telling you, once the first person stood up, who was a green, he was actually a newbie, as we called him. He stood up and shared, and from that point forward, everyone who stood up shared their story to the point where you didn't want them to stop. Mm-hmm. I've never been in a situation or in a setting where people stood up and spoke, and you just felt like that you didn't want them to be quiet. You didn't want them to sit down. You wanted them to finish and keep going. And it was amazing. I just can't put it into words how amazing it was. And by the time they got to me, I was in tears of gratitude for every single soul in that room and their experiences and how they got there and why they were there. And I felt so humble to be a part of this group because everybody there had such beautiful experiences to share with us. And this is just a fraction of the people on this call. This is just a small fraction. There's some beautiful people on this call right now that can't speak up. And those are the people that we want to hear from.
Yeah, if you are listening to this call and you've been listening and you know you're a part of this family and you haven't called in yet, you haven't connected with us like that, please do, because we love hearing everyone. We love hearing from all of you.
please, from the bottom of my heart, please speak up.
And as these meetings become more and more frequent, get to one if you can, or start one. If you're not in a position to travel, put the call out for people to come to you.
Yeah.
You know, we started this whole weekend about a farm, and I want to say this: it's not about the farm anymore. It's about the people. It never was about the farm. It's about the people.
Yeah.
The farm has taken second place to what happened this weekend. That farm's not important. That's how powerful this weekend was.
Well, Randy, I'm sure you're going to have another one soon. When will that be?
They already have a date.
They already have a date? Okay. What's the plan?
This is tentative right now because I don't know for sure, but if you'll go to the Facebook page they set up in my name, which is Randy's Road Trip, I think it's October the 9th for Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay. Fabulous.
And if you can do it, please be there because it'll be worth every single minute. These people are awesome. I'm telling you. I feel unworthy to be able to speak right now, and my voice. I think you can hear the love that every single human being that was here, every soul had for every person on this call right now. But it was awesome. I'm telling you.
We felt the love from you from the first time you called in. That's why you managed to attract all of those people to that weekend in the first place. It exudes.
Yeah, that's what Judy kept saying. She said, "Randy, you done all this. Randy, you did all this." I tell you, I feel unworthy to bring all this about because I'm telling you guys, it's awesome. I can't. The word awesome.
Well,
there's no justice.
You better get over that real quick, Sunshine.
Yeah. You're more than worthy, my man.
How about a fella stood up named Wes? He stood up and this guy said, "I have a new name for Randy, everybody." He said his name, Mr. Sunshine.
Oh, that's gonna stick.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, my heart goes out to every single human being and soul on this call right now. And the love is just it's coming through so profoundly. There's no words for it.
Randy, if you had to describe the weekend in one word, what would it be?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I don't know. Somebody contact me real fast.
I knew that was coming.
Somebody contact me real fast.
Mr. Sunshine, yep. Awesome.
Thanks for calling in, Randy. Again.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you,
Love
guys.
You,
we better get to these other callers. We've got quite a few people with their hand up now.
Let me make this quick Minnesota announcement before I forget.
Sure.
Sturgeon Lake, Minnesota. It's being put on by Laura Starr. If anybody wants to friend her on Facebook, the gathering on Facebook is titled MN for Minnesota, One People Gathering. MN One People Gathering. It is Saturday, September 7th at 1 p.m. or any time that people can be available. Discussion, meditation, drumming, brainstorming for actions, talking about how awesome Brian Kelly is. Anything applies. I added that last piece. Let's create the world we want to live in. Camping available. Bring food to share. Welcome to all who are drawn to be here. The address is 3581 County Line Road, and it's in Sturgeon Lake, Minnesota. And boy, oh boy, do I share Laura Starr's phone number live on the radio? I think so. 218-485-5706 for anybody that's interested. Give Laura a call. There you go, Laura.
Thanks,
cool.
Brian.
Yep.
Very cool.
Pop all the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got area code 541.
That would be me.
That would be you.
Hi, you.
Hi. You guys are family. My name is Aaliyah, and I live in Oregon on the western coast of the United States. And I've been one of your silent partners since January. And
nice to finally hear from you.
Just so great to listen every week. I haven't actually dialed into the Collective Imagination show for a couple of months, but I've been very, very loyal to the Monday show, Tuesday where you are. And I feel like I know everybody, like you're my brothers and sisters.
Oh my gosh, I love hearing that. It worked. Lisa, nice job. Your call to action for all of our silent family is already paying off. Aaliyah, thank you so much for calling in.
Well, you're welcome. I've been kind of thinking, well, I'll call in this week. No, I don't. I'll call in this week. No, I don't. But what really prompted me today was I just got in on the very last part of that gold transmission. I'll have to go back and pick that up because it was just sounded fascinating. And I love Robert Shapiro. But you guys started talking about the being in proximity and the eyes turning blue or changing colors. And that made me remember somewhere in my travels I read that in the space of love and open heart, when people look into each other's eyes, they actually exchange DNA. And so, and I intuitive like soul codes. And so I just said, yeah, I think I'm going to add that to the pot because this may be an example of exchanging DNA between people.
That just reminds me of an experience I had when I was in Morocco. And I actually saw something come out of, this light pattern come out of someone's eye.
I'm seeing it as you speak it. I'm seeing these little like dots and dashes coming.
Yeah, exactly that.
Like light dots and dashes. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Oh my God, how cool.
Yeah,
that's
and
awesome.
I think that we, the more that we do gather. And I really want to get something started in San Diego area. I've got some friends that are there. Brian, you're there. Katrina's close, and I'm thinking November. But do you have anything going sooner than that, or?
Well, I'm actually really glad you asked that question because we are getting ready to start it hasn't been announced officially yet, but we're getting ready to start a meetup group, which is going to be partial discussion, partial meditation as a let's all see who's in the area, just to kind of put the feelers out there. That's going to be launching here just in the next couple of weeks, actually. So I'm going to make some announcements. I'm going to see how big of a group is. I don't really know how big of a group is in Southern California, but this is for anybody that's actually in San Diego. It's going to be a weekly thing, but I'm going to set it up to where I can figure out how many people are in the area, and then we'll do something special where it's an all-day thing or a weekend thing down here. But haven't quite got that far. But Aaliyah, connect with me on my blog, and we can talk about it.
That'd be great because I do have a very close friend who's in the area, and she and I haven't ever actually met, but we've communicated for the last year intensely and intimately. And so she's pulling for that, I'm pulling for that, and I would be traveling quite a distance to get there. But because I already know that I've got partners there, I would certainly be willing to do that.
Cool. Oh, well, you're inspiring me to put something together. So anybody that wants to help me out with Southern California meetup, email me, Brian Kelly's blog at gmail.com, so we can figure out when and all the details.
Wonderful. All right. Well,
awesome.
Thank you. That's really all I wanted to say, just to make contact. I love you all. And, Randy, you're the coolest. And I wish I could have flown to North Carolina, but I'm going to stay on the West Coast if you don't mind.
Smart move.
I know there's people
Thanks,
here.
Leah.
Thank you.
Back to Leah. Lovely to hear from you.
Love you. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we've got area code 425.
Hello?
425? Hello.
Yes? Hi. Oh, my gosh. Me? I'm on?
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa. Hi, everybody. Oh, this is Barbara. I'm in the Pacific Northwest in Bellevue. Oh, this is just thrilling. I'm thrilled to be able to talk to you guys. And ditto from...
Oh, my God. She just made me so excited.
Okay, calm down. Okay. There's several things I wanted to tell you, but I love the gold thing. That was great. But I wanted to tell you, Lisa, I manifested a crystal.
Tell me.
I did. When that night, and you were saying, "Oh well, me and my friend, we decided to manifest crystals," and I live alone, and so I'm plugged in, and I'm going out loud to the cats. I want a crystal. I want to do that. Just like a little kid. And I realized I blurted it out. I was talking to myself. So, and then I put it away. I was listening to everybody, and it was just magical. But I left it alone. I didn't think about it. And the next morning, I go out and I look at the bird bath through my kitchen window, and I'm looking at the bird bath, and underneath a hummingbird feeder, and I look out and I see something that wasn't there before. So I go out and I'm putting water in the bird bath, and I look down and pick it up and I turn it over, and it was it was an amethyst geode crystal about the size of a peach.
Oh,
there?
That's huge.
And I just almost dropped it. I was too excited about it. But I took it in and I washed it off, and then a little bit later I sat and did a meditation with it, and oh man, that was pretty powerful. It was a really powerful meditation. So anyway,
oh my God.
If I can do that, and also I wanted to tell you, the 22nd of June, I was in a car accident and I broke my arm. And I'm a visiting angel, and I take care of elderly people in their homes. So anyway, I had to take time off from work, and that actually turned out to be the blessing, because I've been at home listening to you guys every week and been on this spiritual journey right with you, been to Morocco with you, listening, into everything. And yes, you're like my family too. So I hope someday we meet.
Oh.
I can't wait. I can't wait to meet you guys. Somehow I know it'll happen.
Oh, Barbara, your energy is awesome. We love you.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And
we ended up with like 4 crystals that day. They washed up on the beach. They just appeared, and I am counting Crystal, who called in. She was the first person to call in that day, and she went, "Hi, my name's Crystal." I was like, "Oh, there's another one."
No, and I remember, and I go, "Well, she's a crystal. She's a crystal," and you didn't pick up on that right away you might have picked up, but you didn't mention it. So anyway, that was fun.
No, I didn't. It was you that reminded me of that or pointed that out.
Oh gosh, you guys, you're just terrific. Big hugs, big hugs.
Oh, right back at you.
Right back at you.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
much for calling.
Thanks, Barbara.
Big blessings, everybody. Bye-bye.
What are you in, Barbara?
I'm in
Barbara?
Washington State. Oh, Bob, and I love your meditations. Don't stop. Keep going.
Thanks.
Please.
Well, it's funny you asked, Barbara. I think we're going to be playing it again tonight.
Okay, good.
Thanks so much for calling. You're awesome.
Uh-huh. Thank you for all that you do.
You're
Bye.
so welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for playing with us. Sure.
Oh, my God. Barbara, you're awesome.
Oh, wow. Okay, area code 450. Area code 450. Yes, hello.
Oh, okay. I'm calling from Quebec, Canada.
And what's your name?
I'm sorry. My name is Geraldine Hunt. I give you my whole name because I called Bobby Baby with Trevor one day, and I'm calling an international recording artist, proven on Billboard magazine, who woke up in 2009.
I remember you.
Can't take the feeling without feeling.
Oh, there you go, girl.
I am just absolutely flabbergasted. I've been with Lisa for way before OPPT. I was arguing with her during her interviews and everything else, but that woman is amazing. Okay, we're in good hands, folks. But I'm calling because I did an interview and I think it's incredible because I had no makeup. I wasn't done up trying to look glamorous. I was just trying to get the information out. This was before I found out about OPPT at that time. But when your friends call you and tell you that you did an excellent job, especially those who, think you can't sing, then you have to pay attention because it was strictly all information. So I sent it to BZ, and probably will send it to Bob because I do have your, for you guys to just look at it and see if it's something that would be worth for the members. Because, strong believer, when me and Lisa probably went to court about the same time and got our nose bent. And I've been a pioneer at this, trying to do the UCC filings, and which I did, and I feel incredible about that because at this point, this is what it's all about. It's claiming your sovereignty, claiming yourself, and being responsible for yourself. And people, of course, in the industry can't figure out. They think I have dementia, or I've got Alzheimer's because I was a high achiever and making a lot of money. But it's not about money. At this point, it is just not about it. When you think about what we have in front of us, the possibilities of the wonderful things that the Source and Creator has for us, who wants to have a gold record? Me. I'd rather be singing with the angels, trying to outdo them, That's real competition. So I can tell you all that I love you all very much. I'm listening. I'm sending my energy, and we've made it. It's done, as Bob said. It is done. All we're doing is holding space for people to step up and claim their sovereignty and the responsibility for themselves. And we got it going on. Anyway, I give you all.
Geraldine, I can't wait to hear that piece.
Well, you know what? Somebody has just on Facebook. I've been avoiding it because I'm waiting on Kayla's. I don't want to put nothing else over on Facebook. But there's something I did some time ago, and now it's a #1 album. Just last week it hit #1. But I'm not entertaining that. But I'd be thrilled to sing for you, my brothers and sisters, at any meetups, because I'm in Canada alone, hiding under my house with my daughter Raj.
Geraldine, you're never alone.
I think we're organizing one in Quebec sometime, right?
That would be amazing.
All you Quebecers out there, listen up. Is that what you guys are, Quebecers or Quebecians or Quebecans?
Yeah, Quebecers. We're Quebecers, because I know these French people got it going on. They are not sleeping. They are not sleeping at all up in here. But it's just a matter, with the just the energy of knowing that if you try to do something like that, it'll be supported and people will show up. And I love Randy.
Geraldine, there's people in the chat room that want to know how to get in touch with you.
Yeah. Oh, they can send it to my email address, GeraldineHunt@hotmail.com.
There you go, Geraldine, Geraldine.
Ooh, you can spell.
There we go, girl. All right.
I thank you all so much for letting me speak. I love you, and I'll send the interview, and then just take a look at it and see what you think.
For sure. Thanks, Geraldine. We love you too.
Thank you,
Bye, sister girl. Bye, my Lisa. Bye.
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 Lots of awesome new callers tonight. Wow.
Absolutely. Oh, wait a minute.
Cool.
Someone just stopped. Oh, area code 704. I'll have to get it. We'll have to get her to ring back and sing in for us. Hello. 704.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
Wow.
Who have we got here?
Hi, everybody. This is Jenny. I was at Randy's this weekend.
Oh, Jenny.
Awesome.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other people here with me from this weekend. We're continuing the party.
It's the weekend at Randy's after party? Wow, you guys really know how to do it.
Hello, this is Cindy Curry, and there are
Hello. There were several of us sitting here around a table who decided not to go home.
We know that.
But to do an experiment with a community that transitions to living without money and to living the Ubuntu lifestyle. And so that's what we're. And we have a place. We've been offered a place to hang our hats. And there are 5 of us right now, and we're waiting on 2 other people. And we're very excited.
Yeah. Where are you then?
We're just north of Charlotte, North Carolina.
At Wes and Jenny's.
At Wes and Jenny's.
Okay, we got to hear from everybody. Everybody has to say hi.
Yeah, everyone all at once.
Hello.
Not all at once, one at a time. Not all at once, one at a time.
Hey there, this is Wes.
Hi, this
is
Wes.
Charlotte.
Hey, Wes.
Hey, Charlotte.
Charlene.
Oh, Charlene. Hey, Charlene.
Hey, it's Chase Face.
Oh, Chase Face,
I
Benny.
don't know what Chase Face. You're missing in action, are you, darling?
The guilty party who published my home phone number on YouTube. How are you, buddy?
I'm sorry about that. I took it down.
I know you did. I'm just messing with you.
Did you get more calls or what?
I got no other calls. Fortunately. Who else is there? Is that everybody?
Yeah, just 5 of us right now.
So where are you guys going to do this Living Without Money experiment project?
Here in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
In the Norman Lake area, Lake Norman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
so
beautiful.
You said you've been offered.
It's very ironic.
You said you've been offered a place. How's that come about?
Okay. Go ahead.
It's a home that Wes and I designed and built together, and a home that was, we thought, stolen through foreclosure earlier this year. However, they haven't actually taken possession of it, so we're regaining our own possession and standing in our power, and we're going to build our little community right there.
Oh my God, I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, we still mow the grass there. We still keep the power on, and we still keep a key to the front door, although we removed the original front door. So we figured since we haven't received an eviction notice, by golly, it's still ours, and now we're going to prove it.
Well, there you go. So when are you going to start this little experiment?
Well, we've started it already.
Right now.
We've been brainstorming pretty much all afternoon and all evening. Our intention is to be an education hub or a teaching center, which it already has been. How to transition into living without money, and a lot of people feel that that's an impossibility. But we're right now developing sort of a stair-step transition, and we'll take it in chunks. At first probably work on moneyless food, and there's already an organic garden here with a fig tree and everything. And then we'll transition to looking at the transportation, how to be moneyless with transportation. And then we'll go on food with clothing and other items. And hopefully by that time...
Can you elaborate? Sorry, darling. Can you elaborate on what you meant by Ubuntu? Ubuntu philosophy? Did you say philosophy or?
Without you there is no me, and together we're strong. And the Ubuntu, of course, we modeled our thing on what Michael Tellinger did, and Michael Tellinger and I actually had some conversations, some Skype conversations, and some phone conversations about how to adapt what he did to here in the United States, and he did a really nice job of helping us do that. And so we have a website called Ubuntu USA, and there's a page that describes the transition out of culture that we now know into an Ubuntu culture, which is a tribal council, rather than a government. And the tribal council serves as facilitators and, connecting people to resources in the community, and is really a helping role, not a governing role at all. And decisions are made by consensus, and really based on the philosophies that the original Native Americans operated under when they were here. It's not just an African American philosophy. It's not just an African philosophy, but it's also a Native American philosophy as well.
Wow.
I can't tell you how impressed I am.
I'm sorry?
That's big. That's
I
big.
can't tell you how impressed I am with what you've managed to do in a week.
Well, it wasn't just a week. We started with a Facebook group called Living Without Money, where a lot of people contributed ideas to that, and that's been going since I think March or so. It now has over 1,300 members in it who have contributed really great ideas. And so we've been collecting those ideas. This didn't just happen overnight. There were several people who came to the Randy gathering, if I can call it that, with the intention of not going home, with the intention of starting a community. And it's amazing. There were several of us who have left our homes and have been traveling and found each other, at the Randy meeting. And, thanks to Jen and Wes providing a place for us, we were able to go ahead and start our dream.
So can I just ask Chase for a second? Have you permanently kind of relocated? What you up to, Darwin?
3 weeks ago, I left Minnesota in a big white van with Andrew Norton Weber, and I've been working on some book projects with him in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm going to plant the seeds here with these guys, and literally planting seeds tomorrow in the garden. And probably go back to Andrew's next week and, work on some of the projects we've been doing. But, yeah, you're asking if I'm staying here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Way to put him on the spot, Lisa.
Yeah. I saw some great photos of you, by the way, from the weekend.
I'm so proud of you guys. That's awesome.
It is amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
so am I.
What I feel is that we're building this little microcosm and making it visible. I just want to document it the whole way, everything that we're learning, every new discovery, make videos and blog articles and just show people what we're finding out and live by example.
So are you guys in a position to open the place up to more people to come and stay, or is it more just a sort of a visiting center for education?
I'll go ahead and answer that. Any strong group needs a really strong core. And so we have decided to develop some cohesiveness here and develop a core that's really strong so that, and begin developing relationships with the community so that people know who we are and what we represent. And then at some point, then when we feel that our culture is stable, then we will bring it up to other people who want to come. And we're hoping to sprout many communities. We're hoping the whole world becomes moneyless and borderless before too long. But just in case the event is us, we want to be doing our part.
Just in case the event is us. Yeah. Just in case.
We don't have to wait for some event to start, having heaven on earth. We don't have to wait for that. We can do that. It's something that we have with our power to do. We were designed to create, and we hear a lot of people talking about creating this and using our inner technology, so let's just do it. And so we're doing.
You guys are setting the most awesome example out there. I can't say how proud I am of what you guys are doing. That's so amazing.
Ditto.
visit our webpage, Ubuntu USA. Join our Living Without Money Facebook group, and we also have Ubuntu USA Facebook group. Go ahead and look them up and keep up on what's going on. And Chase will be documenting things and taking lots of video and writing articles.
Chase, no more videos, people's phone numbers on YouTube, though, dude. Just saying.
Okay, I expect to see some. Tell Chase I expect to see some articles on 5D Media Network then.
Yeah,
my correspondent went missing in action, so.
Yeah, I've been slacking on that.
Just that together, buddy.
Oh, and Chase, tell Andrew I said hi.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
The Facebook link. All you got to do is search for Living Without Money in the Facebook little search field, and it'll pop up. I'm in there. That's an awesome group.
So we want to say the five of us would like to send hellos and love and hugs to everyone that we shared this past weekend with. And we still feel all of you connected to us. And Randy planted the seed for all of us to be able to get together, and now it's already blossoming like you wouldn't believe. And we're all excited about it.
Look what you did, Randy. Look what you did.
You're worthy. You're worthy.
And Judy Jandor went around taking pictures of everybody's eyeballs. And there was an awful lot of rings around eyes. There was almost everybody she looked at had them. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means anything really, but
we had them.
I had them, and I'm not used to seeing that.
It means something.
One more thing I'll add is
these things happen.
The biggest thing I learned this weekend is that I wasn't alone this whole year listening to the shows, like with my headphones, like in the basement. I wasn't alone this whole time. All these people, everyone I met this weekend was there with me, and I'm just reaching out and shouting out to the quiet ones, the ones who haven't called in or maybe they're not even on Facebook or whatever. We're all part of this family, and you never know who you're going to end up building community with. It's actually more simple than I thought. It starts with some conversations, and we're just sitting around a table talking and making notes. So if that helps to inspire anyone to I don't know, be the change that they want to see, that it's a lot more simple. You don't have to think all magic manifestation. Just start with what you know and what you love. Start with people you know. Reach out to those you don't know.
I watched the movie The Host the other day, and the final line of the film is, "You'll never know where you'll find home." And that's what I feel like is happening within this family, this extended global family now. Home and family is not where you thought it was. And these connections are just extraordinary, and the way you guys are just running with it. I'm so proud of each and every one of you.
Well, and when Wes and I planned this house, we planned it around our family, our blood family, because we have a lot of them, and we thought they would all come, and ultimately that isn't the way it worked out. But we didn't realize it was this family that we built it for, our soul family. And what's really happened, none of this was pre-planned. It just sort of all fell into place yesterday morning as we were all saying our goodbyes. It just sort of started happening one by one by one. We all just said, well, we have this house, and you have nowhere to go. We'll take you home with us, and then another, and then another. And so we weren't intending to leave anyone out. It's just what has happened in the enflowment in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. You just took home a bunch of strays.
Exactly. We adopted sisters and brothers.
Excellent. Oh well, thank you for calling in and letting us know what you're doing. And when the forum's up, please put a section in there as well in regards to this.
Will do, and thank you for picking our number.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
You guys are awesome. Keep kicking ass out there, North Carolina.
You are too. Thank you. Good night.
Bye,
Good night
guys.
to everyone.
Good night, guys.
Big hugs.
Big hugs back. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize she was coming back.
I'm going to have to get that RV after all, Lisa.
Uh-huh.
I got lots of places to go.
I know. Judy, if you're listening. Oh, no, she might be on the road herself.
Oh, yeah, I believe
she was sending me photos of RVs that were on Craigslist. And she's like, come on, come over. We're going on a tour of the country. Yeah, if anybody knows of any cheap old RVs that are still working.
You can get, my buddy Jake is about to buy one right now. You can get an old RV with less than 100,000 miles on it here in the States on Craigslist for $3,500.
Seriously?
No joke. Seriously. So there you go.
All right, I've got one. Have you got $34.99?
We have to start a pool here.
Yep. The RV fund. We'll have to start an RV fund.
Yeah.
And then get on the road. That'd be fun. And we can start going to all these communities and meetups that are popping up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan, I know. Area code 610.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Really well. Who's this?
Philadelphia, isn't it?
My name's Harry. I'm from Philadelphia. Brian, you and I have chatted a couple times. We did a Reiki session back in June.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man.
It's been a while now. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Really good, bro.
That's great.
How are you?
Really?
I just wanted to call and say hello. I never get to listen live on the show. I always end up listening the next morning. And as I'm driving tonight, I'm listening, and it's sort of a habit for me to be listening to the recording. And I'm thinking, how cool would it be if I could just call sometime? And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm actually listening live. I can call now. So I did it.
And here you are.
And there I am. But I have a cute little story for you guys that I think you would like about my daughter. And if I just would like to tell it to you guys.
Please do.
Love to hear it.
My wife is Brazilian. We go to Brazil pretty regularly. And a year and a half ago, we were there hanging out on the beach. And my daughter says to my wife, I'm so glad that I was allowed to come be your daughter. And my wife says to her, what do you mean you were allowed? And she said, well, I asked God to let you be my mom and Dad be my dad, and I was allowed. And she said, my wife said, well, tell us a little more about it. She said, well, when you decide that you want to come, you have to stand in line, and you have to ask for who your parents are going to be. And, we're all sitting there kind of in amazement, and my jaw's on the floor because I'm just going, listening to the conversations and talking about remembering and how children remember and we don't. I'm just in amazement when she's telling the story, and my wife says to her, well, tell us what were you wearing? And she said, I was wearing a dress made of white birds. And my wife cried.
Dress
for a
made
day
of
and a
white
half.
birds.
A white bird.
Oh, my God.
So just kind of like one of those moments where you're going, that can't be imagination. I mean, maybe it is, but just a great, moment for our family when my daughter tells the story.
Oh, wow.
Can I ask what's the time?
I'm sorry?
How old was your daughter at the time?
She was probably six and a half, something like that. She's 8 now.
Wow, that's good, because usually, excuse me, they forget by then, normally.
How old is she now?
Yeah, my daughter seems to have a little bit of something that I don't have, and that's a little bit of connectivity, because she's always telling me little things like that, if you let it go by in passing, if you're not really paying attention, you don't really read into what she's saying, but she does it kind of regularly, and it's kind of it's amazing. And sometimes it slips by, and I'll pull my wife aside and say, "Did you hear what she just said?" So at 8 years old,
cool.
She still kind of has little memories, So anyway, just a story I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah,
Harry, you do have that connectivity.
I have a very good friend that tells me that all the time, and I just haven't been able to break through at this moment in time. But
I'll tell you what, Harry. It comes through you as just a gut feeling. Trust it more. Don't compare yourself with other people's experience. Your connection is unique, and you are very well connected. Start listening to that inner voice a little bit more.
I will do that. Bob,
there you go, Harry. Free reading.
Yeah. I'm not far from you, Bob. I'd love to sit down and have lunch with you sometime. I think I told Brian that the last time I chatted with him and said I'd love to just shake your hand after watching your Morocco video with you taking your steps. I was amazed by that.
Oh, sure.
So
come on up.
I'm not far. I'm actually near Reading, so I'm not too far from you. I'm only about an hour and a half from where you are, I believe.
Okay, yeah. One of my very, very best friends lives down there.
Oh, yeah? That's great. That's awesome. So I have an email address for you. I'll shoot you an email and see if maybe we can get together. But I just wanted to say hi to everybody, and Randy kind of inspired me tonight, I guess, to call in as well.
Hey.
Randy is the man.
Hey, Harry, aren't you getting ready to move to San Diego to get your band together? Isn't that you, Harry Leslie?
That's me. I'm not moving, but we are working on a reunion type of show, and if I can manage to get these flaky musicians like myself all in one place, when we make it happen, I will surely let you know, Brian. You could be guaranteed that.
Awesome.
But I am working.
Yeah, Harry, you're cool. You're cool, man. I remember our session. Yeah, good stuff. Keep us posted on how things are going. And thanks for calling in, brother.
Yeah, all right, you guys have a great night. I appreciate it.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Harry.
Yep, see ya.
Yeah, when you listen, they say the most profound things.
Oh, yeah. I just found out my little brother just went into labor, so I'm going to be an uncle probably tomorrow for the first time. Pretty soon.
Your little brother, that's impressive.
He's 7 years younger than me. Beat me to the punch on the whole kid department.
And he's in labor.
He's not in labor, but his fiancée is in labor.
Being Uncle Brian is the best. The best. You can wind them up and then you can give them back.
Yeah, I'm super stoked on that.
Oh, we were going to finish the show with the meditation, and we will, but it will go over time by about 20 minutes. So if you're listening on Blog Talk, it will cut out, unfortunately, but you can hear it again in the archive. If you've called in, then you can stay with it. Thank you for another amazing show, another amazing get-together. This particular 2 hours is, for me, the 2 hours of my week. I know I can just connect with each and every one of you in a way that doesn't happen so much on yesterday's show. The One People show. That's so much more discussion and head-based for me. This one is the heart-based show.
You know what? It's so much more better than going to church.
Take me to church, Bob. Take us to church, baby.
It's so much more better than going to church. I used to hate that.
Bob is a really good singer, by the way, everybody. I listened to this guy Belton in Morocco, and it was really good. Bob, you gonna give us a little ditty on our way out, or what?
No.
Where's the
so you're off to the hospital?
No, he's up in the Bay Area, so I'm going to see them on the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Uncle Giggles.
Uncle. Wow. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, once again, guys, it's been wonderful. Keep your eyes posted on the 5D Media Network website for the forum. That should be up by the beginning of the week, next week, at the latest. So jump on in and talk about any meetups and get-togethers and family reunions you're having. What else? I think that's it. Tomorrow we've got Enjoy with Brian and Judy. What have you got happening for tomorrow? You haven't had that discussion with Judy.
I have had the discussion with Judy. Thank you very much, Lisa. And we have all the people from the weekend gathering calling in and talking about their experience tomorrow on Enjoy. So tune in. It's going to be awesome.
Excellent. What about, do you want to make a little announcement about Peru?
Oh, well, preliminary announcement about Peru. I already announced it in the chat room, but I kind of just did it. I kind of threw it in there in passing. But I'm trying to gather a small group to go to the it's a town called Iquitos in Peru to do a 9-day journey with a local shaman in the Amazon. And there may or may not be some ayahuasca involved. Ayahuasca is DMT as a spirit molecule. It is not a drug. The locals refer to it as a medicine, and the plants, just like gold, are conscious. And it's a really awesome healing experience. I've done it once myself. It's a big part of the Mayan culture, and I'm just being called by the universe to go down to Peru and make this thing happen. So it's going to be in November, and I'll be putting more details together. If there's anybody interested in having an adventure down in South America, email me or reach out to me somehow through email or Facebook or my blog or whatever, and should be awesome. So I'm setting the intention to do it. It'll be fun.
Fabulous. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We love you.
Each and every one of you. So we're going to go out with this meditation. Bob, have you got it handy?
We are ready. If everyone can just find a place, whether it be your sitting chair or your lounge chair, your bed or your stool, a place that you can relax and forget all that is pressures and stresses of the day. Focus to just breathe. And with each breath you are releasing the stresses, the worries and cares, the fears and angst, and all the things that hold you back from simply being. In each breath, feel the energy flow through you, invigorating your heart, pulsating with life, love, and light. Yes, in this space, in this silent stillness, we are connecting one to another. It is in this space that we will take a journey together. A journey that began many millennia ago. A journey that we are now ending now. It was a journey into separation. An experience of who we are through who we are not. An experience of contrast that has been so long. An experience that led to what some would call isolation, loneliness, contrast, and duality. We want to connect now with our beginnings, for the earth wished to join us in this global doing. For it too remembers the time when we were here all together in this place. It remembers the journey of separation. It remembers the pain. It remembers the suffering. It remembers the calling out. Help us. And today, we are journeying to release this past. For in our journey we have discovered something that we are reluctant to accept, only just beginning to accept now. An acceptance of our own true selves, a knowing of who we truly are. Many of you have looked up to the skies, and you have seen the heavens and the magnificence of the galaxies, the stars, and the universe. And I tell you that those were put there as reminders of what it is you can do. Many of you will find it hard to believe that it is you who have done this. That when you look upon the skies and you look upon creation, that you are seeing your own handiwork. We placed it there for you so that you would know of your own true greatness. But in the separation, you have lost that remembrance. You have forgotten your own handiwork. And you knew that whoever it was that placed that there must be so great, so awe-inspiring, so filled of love and wonder, so beyond your comprehension. But yet I tell you, it was you all along. When you think back through history of all the wars and anguish, understand that you are dreaming of yourself as your own ancestors. It was you who was there, who did all of those things. It was you who was there who forged that journey. It was you who was here now as we close this journey. Understand that all that is absolute, is within you. When you look at the greatness of the heavens, you need no more than to look inside yourself and see that same greatness there. It is in your cells. It is in your DNA. Wondrous it is, and magical. And it is that power that we invoke now. Feel it in every breath you take. Feel it in every pulsating beat of your heart. Feel it in the empty space, in the molecules between, in the particles that make up the dust in the air. Feel it all around you, everywhere. The presence of the Absolute. For today, we will show you who you truly are. Many of you have been seeing the troubles, the worries of the hungry ones, the ones who are sitting in anguish and suffering, And your heart goes out to those, the mother who cannot feed their children, and the father who cannot care for those he loves. And your heart goes out to those who are suffering in war-torn countries, who are crying out for peace. But they are with us now too. Your hearts of compassion go out into the offices of those who you call the powers that be, who are sitting there now wondering why. What is happening? What is happening to me? Who are in fear of what they don't understand. And many of you are seeing visions of what it is that can be. You are seeing visions of community all living in unity, where there is no more hunger and there is no more war, where there is no more suffering, where there is beauty all around. You are seeing the network of people working together in unison, in oneness of intent. You are seeing a world of the future that you envision, and you are seeing a world of abundance and peace, prosperity and love. And when I tell you that you are receiving these visions from yourselves, from your future selves, you are receiving these visions so that you will know that you have already made it. You have already discovered your absolute power, that you are transcending time and space in this moment right now, in your dreams. You are receiving messages from yourself that tell you, I have made it, so you shall make it. But you don't understand how. It will happen in this moment. In the moment that you understand that a man, a human being, can speak with the voice and the authority of the prime creator himself. When you can speak with conviction, without doubt, without fear. When you know absolutely who you are, that it is you who have created all of this. When you can say without shame in the streets before your fellow man, I am God Almighty. And so are you. When it is no longer crazy to say such words, to make such claims, so shall it be. For the knowledge of the Absolute has always dwelt within you. For you have always known of this greatness that you dream of. Dare you claim it for yourself? I know many of you are ready. I feel your presence now. And I ask you to join me with the earth, for she too is ready. She too is ready to birth this. She too is ready to join in this intention. To send out the absolute word that it is done. No more shall we allow the pain and suffering to hold sway over those who choose freedom. No more shall we allow the heartache and sorrow of those who have not to serve those who have. No more shall we allow the separation and division of our brothers and sisters through religion, through ideals, through beliefs. No more shall they be allowed to take away that which is our inheritance, our absolute creative power. We claim that in the here and now for all of those who are ready to participate in this great doing. We send out our intention, our absolute word, that no more shall this paradigm that has led to separation be allowed to hold sway. shall send out a wave of compassion, a wave of transfiguration that shall transform all those who touch this energy into the absolute knowing of who they are, into the absolute awakening of their true power. And until that time, we will hold them in compassion. And until that time, we will hold them in comfort. And we bring forth the absolute technology within ourselves so that we may have and we may share the absolute with all we touch. And understand that it is incontrovertible, it is incorruptible, that those words that go forth from our mouth shall not return to us without having accomplished its purpose. It shall circle the globe and infuse the very light, the very air, the very dust, the very ground. And it shall be. For it is already done from our future selves. They are giving us the knowledge. And so it is.
Thank you. Well, it's clearing our throats. It's interesting. That was powerful, Bob. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I was getting distracted. Phone calls were coming in right towards the end.
I was wondering about that, just slightly. I'm like, that was an interesting add to the music. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, this will get posted on the 5D Media website. Go back and revisit it as often as you like. Share it with as many people as you like. It's time. We're doing this. We're doing it now.
Wow, that was amazing, bro. Thank you.
This is happening right here, right now.
It really is. You can feel it, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We've all been locked out of the chat. Well, at least I've been locked out of the chat room, so I have no idea what's going on in there.
Yes, lost half of it in the middle. So apparently it dropped out. It's still connected and it is beautiful.
Some people were still connected. So we'll let everybody know that the recording will be everything, all of it. So we'll get that up on all the blogs.
Yeah, people can't hear anything.
ASAP.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everyone. Those who participated here live, those who will in the future. It's all here live. It's all here now, so it doesn't matter. Thank you to the panel. It was wonderful. And I look forward to how this to observing how all of this unfolds.
Are we going to continue this every Friday?
You know, there was a lot of information that I downloaded today, and all of it had to deal with the absolute technology, because that's really what is in the highest good for all. But the absolute technology is quite simple. Your thoughts create reality, and you already know this. The problem is that we don't believe that we're God. We're so afraid to take claim. We always want to belittle ourselves and say that, I'm just a messenger and I'm just a channel. What it requires is absolute conviction. And the messages that we've been receiving, the dreams that we've been having, the reason why we've been having these dreams, the reason why we've been having these visions is because they're all coming from the same place. They're all coming from that new earth. Because imagine if you had the ability to transcend space and time. Would you not send a message back to your past self?
Of course, you would.
To help along the way, to show them, to give them messages, to get out, to show them the bridging step? Of course you would. So everything that you're receiving is coming from your future self. They're coming from your future self as reminders to what it is that you're doing right now and where it's leading to. So the fact that many of us are seeing visions of a peaceful world where we are manifesting things with our thoughts, people where, everybody who's called me and says, I've seen dreams of you walking. I know that this is possible now because I've already done it. I wouldn't be receiving that information if I hadn't. And I told Lisa, it's much like in the movie Harry Potter, when he was dying on the riverbed and all the Dementors were impinging upon him and he was, looking for some hope, and he looked and he saw who he thought was his father take out his wand and chase them all away. But when he went back in time, he realized it was himself. And because he realized that he had already done it, he knew he could do it. And so he did it. All the things that we see in the universe, all the things that we're discovering, we're saying, oh, wow, it's so great, it's so amazing. We put those there as reminders of what it is that we're capable of doing.
That's beautiful. Makes perfect sense.
Absolutely.
I love what you said. And it hit home so deeply the minute you said it. The reason why we are stymied is because we're not believing that we're God. And we are. We say it. We know it on some level. But we have to be it. We have to know that we are it. We have to know that all is it. And that through our eyes, through our beingness, it is God. We are creating creation.
Yeah. And it's that simple. A lot of people believe that they have the power to create, but it takes time. A lot of people are in the belief that, nobody can understand this right away. It's going to take generations. Well, that belief can become reality if you wish it. Right? A lot of people believe that it can happen in a flash, instantaneous reconnection, and that can happen if you believe it. What it is that, we have to decide for ourselves what it is that we truly wish. We keep asking for what is the highest good of all, but we don't understand what that is because we're afraid to believe it. We're afraid to believe in our own true power. And it's been said lots and lots of times, we keep externalizing even what we see as galactics. They're only you because you keep putting your power in something greater than yourselves, a higher civilization. You are manifesting them. But it's all you.
This is so profound.
I'm so moved that I have nothing to add for once. You're going to get nothing out of me.
That is so incredibly important to hear, to feel.
And that is the absolute technology. Scientists will eventually discover, and they already are, unlocking how the mechanics of it works. But understand, you don't need to know how a combustion engine works in order to drive a car from point A to point B. You can if you wish, but all you have to do is trust the technology. It's already there. It's already done. You know that you can do it because you're dreaming of doing it.
Bob, thank you, man. Again.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you want to add, Bob, before we sign off?
I could hear you. I could listen to you talk for hours. So please, don't hold back.
No, I think that, what we're doing tonight, I think there'll be many more doings as we sync up, but I think what we're doing tonight is taking control of that which we've placed outside of ourselves. Tonight we are claiming our true creative power in absolute conviction, because it is not blasphemous to claim yourself as God.
I want to say namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Whew. Yeah, needed this. And I'm so in gratitude for this.
Yes. Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for being the me that did it.
And that's another thing. I've been recognizing that, Judy, that you are the version of me. Had I been born wherever it was that you were born, under the circumstances that you were born under, in the gender that you were born under, with the family that you were born in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are that version of me.
Yeah, I hear you.
As is Lisa is the version of me had I been born in her circumstance.
Exactly.
We are all versions of each other. Therefore, we are everything. We represent everything that there is, from the motherless,
God, I've got
child
chills everywhere.
to the powers that be. We are all of that. We are that version of ourselves.
That is such a profound statement, Bob. That is so important.
We're looking at ourselves in every aspect. And now we get to choose from all of these different perspectives. Even from the future ones, because we're getting that too.
I just love to add something in here. I'm feeling intuitively guided. I was wondering if we could we just take a moment and visualize this planet surrounded and connected with an infinite stream of unconditional love and pure light energy. If we could hold that thought, visualize this planet in unity.
And do it with absolute conviction. To know that what you've done and the intent that you've put forth will have results. Don't wait for something else to happen outside of yourself. Accept that it is in line with your intention. Whatever it is that follows is your intention fulfilling its purpose. Don't question it. Don't doubt it. Understand it. Know it. Absolutely.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is. So it is.
I love you all.
I love you all.
Much love to everyone.
Thank you, Matthew. And thank you, Bob. That was both perfect. Absolutely perfect. As all is. It's just up to us to decide to experience that part.
All right. So, are we going to close it up for tonight? Hold that intention. Let that sink in, because it's working, even if it's not in this moment. There's only the present moment. So this continues as we go along in our own lives. It's integrating.
And when you do this with other people, like we're doing this as a group meditation, you oh my God, you don't understand how powerful it is.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing tonight is an exercise and a demonstration of the absolute technology. And if we believe it enough, tomorrow morning we can awaken to a new world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this out there, and so the people that weren't able to join us right now can enjoy it and share it. And everybody that's listening, go to the blogs and share it, because I mean, talk about a crucial message to get out right now. This so resonates in absolute truth. And Bob, on behalf of everybody that's going to listen to this, a big bear hug, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, big group hug, everybody.
Thank you.
Group
Big
hug.
group hug.
Virtual group hug, everyone. Get
Oh,
over here. Get in here.
Oh, gosh. We will get this up as soon as possible. Thank you,
Are we
everyone.
going to do this every week?
Thank you, everyone.
Is that what
we can?
I think that would be so powerful. You know, something. I think there's a way of you know, Bob, obviously a lot of this lies on your shoulders, but it doesn't have to. Other people can step in as well. But, you know, I think that this is something that is just so incredibly powerful, and how beautiful to be able to share this space with this kind of depth.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm in, and
I'm all
because I
in.
think there'll be more information next week. It'll continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
All of you
everyone. We
amazing
love you
people.
all.
Bye for now.